Good morning, everybody. It's Marty, the JavaScript party. My buddy Rhett. I have a couple little nuts down here for her that I'll give her here in a second as soon as I get this all squared away. Yes, it's literally squared away. Today is when we spell it Wednesday, but we pronounce it Wednesday. Today is Wednesday, and there's a silent NES in there, I think. Wednesday. Wednesday. Anyways, here's some nuts for Rhett. There you go, baby. Baby, come back. There's that. Yeah, yeah. Rhett's in like a she mimics a dog that we had decades ago, all the time. He used to do this little cry thing, and she does that. For some reason, she's doing that this morning. Um, so we are working on this ThreeJS project, and it is definitely taking a lot longer. This is probably literally my 30th attempt to build cool stuff in ThreeJS. I have built plenty of cool stuff for things that I thought were cool, but trying to build like a system that makes it a little easier for me to be more focused on the output, not the code. And that has turned out to be much, much, much harder than I expected. So we have this cool little visualization here, and then we can look at it and all that. And every time I change, it gets faster. And then we have different ways of looking at it, um, and it's pretty cool. I like it a lot. The problem that I'm having, well, okay, so basically, what I want, the dream is to be able to just turn this into any kind, have multiple visualizations, have different cameras and stuff like that. But right now, all you can do is a cube, and every time you move it, the animation gets weird. It gets faster and faster. So we have like bugs and stuff, that known bugs and things like that. We've been trying to work through this. Spent the whole year working on this, and it, in retrospect, this whole year has been on working on the outer architecture, basically laying out all of the schemes and systems that we're going to need. Um, Now it looks like next year the major focus is going to be more on the individual pieces. So when I come over here, if I hit F12, I have my big keyboard, so I have F12. I don't have that equivalent on my laptop if I don't have a big keyboard. I think you can hold the function down and maybe some of these other things up here, but I don't. Oh yeah, I see F12 up there. So apparently you can. Let's try that real quick. I'm going to try this on my keyboard function, and then above my insert it says F12. So, okay, yeah, so that worked the same. As you see, we have this object, which is basically we have a scheme that's called a recyclable sequence generator that basically generates a sequence for every part of this. And it's kind of easy for me to take it for granted now, but basically I have this pretty cool little system here where you can see, okay, at the top we have a renderer. If we open the renderer, we could see that we have a camera ID and this is the renderer ID and the scene ID. And so we can see that we have a ST camera and ST scene. So if we were to go into the scene, which is number 3, we see this 3 matches up with this 3. We could see that we have an array of meshes and that the mesh IDs, and we have one mesh in there and it's number 4. So that's this thing. And then when we expand that, we see that this has, so this has animations. And it's very interesting because it actually has 4 animations. It really shouldn't. So it appears that every time I change views, I end up adding an animation. So now we open this, and each animation has its own ID, which that surprises me. Oh, and here they are, ST animation, ST. So basically, if we were to go refresh, now I'm doing a little bit of debugging since I'm here. Add refresh. When we, add that, see, we only have one animation. number 7. Now if I change views, so I'm going to close that and change views, and then we come down here, we'll see, I think what we'll see is that, yeah, now we have a new animation. So basically changing views is adding a whole new animation. Um, and they're all the same. They're X. And so animations is screwed up. And it makes sense because animations was the very first, I think, if I remember correctly, the very first thing we kind of set up um, was animations. And we were not sure, I was not sure at all how that was supposed to lay out. So, but on a shorter, so that's sort of the long term, or that is a bug that is probably something I want to fix like in 2 things. But the next thing that I'm working on right now is I want to um, get these types for all of these because it is like you can kind of say, oh, it's a ST camera ID, so this must be a camera. But if we actually look in the scene, we can see that we also have mesh IDs. Or if you look in the render, you see that we have scene ID, camera ID. Whoa. Oh, renderer ID. So there's so then you can kind of say, oh, well, if this ID is the same as this ID, that's what it is. But it's just so much easier just to say, oh, what is this type? Oh, it's an ST renderer. All right, so that's the short-term goal. Um, the next thing I think I'm gonna work on after that is going to be one of these. I think it is the material has a reference to a material, and I'd rather say, hey, can you give me the material for ID6, the ThreeJS material, instead of having, I don't think it's just material too. I think mesh is the same way. Yeah, see, mesh has a reference to the actual 3D mesh. So I need to code out like a little scheme that instead of storing the mesh, I store the mesh ID. And then when I need that mesh ID, I go ahead and ask for the mesh ID. So that will be probably the very next thing we do after we get all the types in there. And then after that will be uh, to deal with this bug, this animation bug. And then once where it just keeps creating new animations as I move through. And then once that's squared away, um, then I'm going to try to figure out how to. I probably will for one of these things make that. Well, I need to add routing so that like right now all you can look at is the overall the ID, the thing, but the actual, what am I trying to say? All you can look at is the whole visualization. There's no way to look at individual pieces, and I think it does make sense to say, oh, if I'm like custom, maybe you should only be able to see the whole thing. Yeah, I think custom. So the idea of custom is you're going to be able to lay these out wherever you want. So if you have 2 of them, you'd be able to drag this guy here and have this guy here, or maybe make this one bigger and then have this one as a little one underneath, stuff like that, so once we so I don't think it makes sense, but in this view, this tabular view, it seems like you should be able to say slash visualization, see the whole visualization, or slash meshes and see all the meshes, and then be able to you know, probably hit an update button and modify it, or something like that. I don't know, but and I think that kind of focus of getting that working for everything is going to be like the focus of 2026. And but one of the things that we have to have is the ability to export and import, and even if all that means is copy and paste from this, make changes someplace else and then paste it back in and make the changes. So what I mean is like if you were looking at like let's open up one of these things. If you're looking at a mesh and you're like, oh, I want to change. Oh, okay. So it's not a mesh, it's a geometry. So let's say you're looking at geometry and you're like, oh, I want to change the height to 3. I would like to be able to take a JSON out, change that height to 3 and paste it back in. And now it's taller and stuff like that, or if it was a camera if I'm like, oh, okay, I want this camera to be um, to look at 111 instead of 000, or to have it be sitting at the position of 6 instead of 7, or something like that. Like um, and probably the very first one we would do, I'll do work on that will be for animations, because I think that's probably the one that's just got all kinds of rabbit holes that need to be fixed. But anyways, for now, we want to work on types. Oh, I have like almost no time. I have like a minute. So let me at least get one type done. So we know, let me just close everything with this one. Close others. And then I'm going to go to my interfaces. And I'm going to go to my camera. I saw that camera didn't have one. Camera interface. And then we're going to call this type. And we're going to say it has to equal ST camera. So at this point, we have not done any code. All we've done is defined what the interface is going to be like. Um, Now, all that, and really all that should not affect actual JavaScript, but it won't transpile with this. So because it's saying, hey, over here, you were supposed to do this, and this is supposed to have an ST, it's supposed to have a type. And see, at this point, it'll help me because it knows that the only thing that's allowed in there is the string camera, and that's fixed. And then now we're fixed again, and we can hit this, and then we can hit function insert. I feel like it's so hard to see too. Function insert, and then look in here, and we have our ST camera. So tomorrow, hopefully I can knock out the scene. Maybe the day after that, geometry. Hopefully by Saturday, all of these are all squared away. I don't know about, what is this one? Oh, visualization, ST visualization. Wonder what is in a visualization. Oh, see, all a visualization knows is its renderer. I think there's only one renderer per visualization. That does not, I don't think that has to be that way. That's fully defined on my side, but I want, I think I only want one renderer per visualization. Anyways, happy coding, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Bye.